Hey guys, let me get things situated here and we'll see if we've got everything looking good. All right, it says I'm live there. Hey guys, okay. Whoop. There we go. Hi, good evening, good evening, good evening. Happy Sunday night. This is Tara with Tarabeth Stamps. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in mid-Missouri. And tonight we're going to do a fun fold. It's kind of a Z fold with a flap. So if you're on tonight watching, hey Karen, hey Rosie, give me a shout out. Let me know if it's your first time watching with me live and where you're watching from. If you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay. That's awesome. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can see more videos like this. Rosie, I'm glad you like the card. So I was thinking this morning when I was getting today's card ready, because yes, I don't usually do them until Sunday because I wait until the last minute to do absolutely everything. But I was like, I didn't think that I had done any lives with the Unbound Beauty suite. So that's kind of what we're using today. So this is what you call a mega suite. It's got two different stamp sets, and I'd love to show you both of them, but I've misplaced one of them already, and I'm in the middle of cleaning my room, and it's a disaster around here. But one of them is the Flowers of Beauty. The other one is Unbounded Beauty. Unbounded. Let me get the name of it, because my die's right over here. Unbounded Love. So it's an awesome, beautiful die set with a lot of, so it's all sentiment. So it's a really beautiful set. The Unbound Beauty DSP and the 2024 to 2026 in color glimmer paper. If that's not a mouthful, I don't know what is. So this glimmer paper is beautiful. Here's the DSP just to kind of give you guys a gander at what it looks like. So that one goes there. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then some of these are in there. So lots of beautiful paper. Now tonight at midnight is the cutoff for my paper share, or when I get 2 more listings, we're going to cut it off at that. So if you're interested in a paper share and you haven't ordered that, get on there, get on my website, my blog, or on my Facebook. You'll get more information on it. But we are closing that down tonight because I'm going to order that up and have it shipped out next Monday, as long as Stampin' Up can get their part with me. So here's today's card. As I said, it's a Z fold with a flap. So I also brought in the Thoughtful Wishes stamp set. So this is also a new one for the sentiments. I love the thank you, thanks, and I appreciate you to go together. So let's get started here. So this is a pretty simple card, but lots of fun and lots of folding. And it is heavy. That glimmer paper is heavy. This is a heavy card. This is a double postage card. So you're definitely going to get that. So let's start off with a little stamping first. And then I've got a couple of tips and tricks I want to share with you. And hopefully we can have some fun and I don't lose internet, because it just sounds like the sky opened up. It started storming right now. So, all right. Now I'm going to use 3 of the 5. No, I'm using 4 of the 5 in colors. So if you haven't seen these, we've got Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, Petunia Pop, Peach Pie, and Pretty in Pink. So we're using these 3, and then we use the Pretty in Pink paper. And there's a little bit of the Peach Pie in the DSP that we use, but not a lot. So let's set these out of the way and get to stamping. All right, so I'm using the Flowers of Beauty stamp set. As I said, I'm going to use this piece right here. So this is a 2-step stamping piece. I did not put the flowers on it. I just wanted the greenery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the dark first. So I'm pulling out some Shy Shamrock, and I'm going to show you my first tip of the day, if I can find it. I've been cleaning my room today, getting stuff ready to retire and all that jazz, and everything's a mess. Okay, So when you get these new stamp pads, hey Angie, thanks for joining. Hey Susan, thanks for joining. These pads are super juicy. And I'm not complaining because I like that ink, then I'm not buying re-inkers. But sometimes it's just too much. So I've already done this on the Summer Splash, but I'm going to show you how to do this on the Shy Shamrock. So what I do is I take my hotel keys when I get them. Hey Janet, thanks for joining. I take my hotel keys and I just start at one end and kind of run it along there. Now what we're going to see is all that ink puddles up at the end. This way you don't get blotchiness when you're stamping. All right, so I'm going to wipe that off, put this in my little side case so I have it next time I need it. And we're going to do the dark one on this inside piece of basic white. And we may as well bring our envelope out and do one as well there. Just a nice little quick stamp there. All right. And now we're going to use the Summer Splash. And like I said, I've already pushed that ink off there. And we're going to do the solid. And we're going to line this up the best we can. So let's see here. There's a leaf. There's a leaf. So I'm basically just looking to line it up the best we can. And if it's not perfect, that's okay. Because with Stampin', it's not always going to be perfect. All right, line it up as good as possible. Give a nice little stamp. And there we go. Now, what I'm going to, oh, you know what? I need it again. So there's that. Now I have my next tip for the night. I have a piece of basic white that I have die cut already with the Everyday Details dies. And I should have cleaned that out before I did it. So you can use a brush or you can just use a pick, whatever you've got, and then sweep them on the floor. Now, one of the interesting things is the die that I cut came from this. So I cut a 2 3/4 by 4 1/4 piece of cardstock. And now I have a perfect frame that I'm going to put in my die set. See, right back here. So I'll have it for next time. So I can use that on something else. So save those scraps because every little bit helps. All right, let's do the outline again with the Shy Shamrock. These colors are really growing on me, especially this green. I wasn't so sure in the beginning. I liked them, but then I got them and I was like, do I really like them? Do I love them? Janice, thanks so much. I'm so glad you liked the videos. All right, now we're using that Summer Splash. We're going to line this up. Give that a nice quick ink up. Now that doesn't look the greatest in the world, but I'm covering most of it up. I'm just using it kind of in a little bit, so I'm not going to worry too much. Now I'm going to take my Petunia Pop, and now this is a cling stamp, so I'm going to give it a stamp to see, make sure that it's not going to be wonky. Okay, and now we're going to do the same thing with the I Appreciate You. Ink it up, give it a nice little, surprisingly enough, that's pretty straight. So we're going to use that Petunia Pop, give a nice little ink, and there we go. So now we've got our stamping pretty much done. I think this is done. Thank you, Rosie. Yes, make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss a thing. Okay, so there's that. Now, I'm going to bring out my favorite tool. You all already know. I'm getting the Simply Score tool out. And we're going to take, this is a piece of Petunia Pop. This is the regular card base, 5.5 by 8.5. And I'm going to score it at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. So we're doing half and then half again, basically. So this is half and then half again. Okay, now I have a piece of 4 by 10.5 that we're going to score at 5 1/4. So this is our inside flap. Now, the reason I like that score tool is because it gives a really deep burnish, and that's what I like. Okay, so we're going to work from the inside out. So I'm going to fold this in half. And we're going to take some seal, if I can find it. There we go. We're going to take some seal, and I'm going to make sure that my measurements are good, because I did my measurements after I did my card. I usually try to cut everything out like the second card as I'm doing it, but I wasn't sure if I was going to like this, so I didn't do that this morning. So here I am after dinner up here scrambling to get it all done. Okay, so we're going to put that in, and then I'm going to look at my card to make sure I don't mess up. Yeah. All right. Now I'm going to take a piece of that Unbounded Beauty DSP and adhere it to, and please excuse me, I think I did the same color. Yeah, this is the Pretty in Pink glimmer paper. Now, it kind of blends in with the Petunia Pop with the glimmer paper, so I have to look at them both before and make sure that you die cut in the center when you're using it as a base. Make sure you cut as much of that out as you can, because it makes your supplies go that much further. So I'm going to just create this nice, beautiful, glittery edge with that glimmer paper. The other thing that this helps with is if you die cut like this, then it's not quite as heavy. Okay, I'm going to give that a whirl. And now we have our flap done. So that Petunia Pop goes so well with the Pretty in Pink. All right, I don't know what you guys are talking about in the comments about the pink. Something's going on. Okay, now we are going to take our card base and we're going to fold it in half. And I'm going to burnish it right here along there. And then we're going to do like that Z fold. But first I'm going to open it, because I don't want to create a crease on there. Because sometimes when I burnish these, I go really deep. And then I create creases. Okay, so here's our standard Z fold that we're going to put our card base on. Now, most of the time I would do tear tape, but tonight, because I've cleaned my room, I don't know where my tear tape is. It's usually right here on my desk. I'm just going to do 3 strips of seal on here. And I'm going to create that nice edge. And there we go. Okay, so now I have 2 pieces of the Pretty in Pink DSP. I'm just making sure that everything looks good before I start sealing. Because like I said, I was up here frantic at 6:45 after dinner. Those are the same, and those are the same. All right. Now, if you're curious about these dimensions, they'll all be on my blog tomorrow at tarabethstamps.blogspot.com. I'm just going to layer that up. And then we're going to do it again. Holy smokes, you guys. The weather, it is blowing. We have got a spring storm upon us. Hopefully my power and internet stay alive while we're doing this. All right, so now I'm going to decide which one do I want on the front, and I think I like this one for the front. Doesn't really matter. It's just whatever you feel works. And all of the papers that's in this set will work beautifully for this card. I would just recommend doing a pattern and a solid up against a solid. You don't want it to get too busy. All right. And now here we go here. All right, so this is our card base. All right, nice little flippy flop. I like that. What do you think? Okay, now I'm going to take some seal and just put it on one side. And I want to do it on the side that's got the stamping, because we're going to go ahead and adhere this. And then we're going to start building. Okay. Now what I have is I've got a couple of die cuts out of the Summer Splash. Yes, this is the Summer Splash that we're going to adhere. Now I do want to show you, when I cut this initially, it was, uh-oh, Luna's barking like crazy about something. It was a mess. There was, I couldn't, none of the things fell out. So I decided to go ahead and grab a dryer sheet. And so remember that when you're die cutting, you can add a dryer sheet behind your cardstock and die cut it, and it will cling to all those little bitty annoying pieces. Now make sure you get super cheap dryer sheets. So I'm talking the $1 a box dryer sheets, super, super cheap. And then it's gonna be nice and thin, and just cut that to the size that you need. Keep it, you know, one dryer sheet will last forever. And then die cut, and see all of these. Now you're not gonna have all these little pieces all over the place, and you're not gonna be poking them out. All right, tips today. It's tip day. Okay, now I'm gonna take just a little bit of adhesive and adhere it down at the bottom, and I'm gonna line that up, and there we go. Okay, now I've got a couple of little flowers that I cut out of the glimmer paper. So I think I have 2 pink ones and one of the petunia pops. So I've got my dimensionals here, and I've already cut my dimensional in 1/4. Yes, 1/4, because these little guys are little. So I'm going to pop 2 of them up, and then I'm going to glue 1 of them down. So these little guys are going to need tweezers because they are tiny, tiny. All right, we're going to put 1 right there. Then, where's that 1/4 guy at? There he is. Tara's tips today, I like that. That's pretty funny, Karen. All right, let's do that one. And then let's do some adhesive. We'll just do some liquid adhesive over here. And remember, don't be too heavy on that. All right, we're gonna put it down there. Okay. We're just about done. This one went quick, you guys. Oops. Except I don't. Oh, here they are. I'm like, where are all of my embellishments? I like to keep my embellishments in these little little envelopes that I get from Stampin' Storage. And I just label them, and then you can put them in one of the little cute Stampin' Storage boxes. And that way you know what you're digging for, and you know what you have and what you don't have. All right, turn that guy back over. And we're just gonna put some, maybe we will put some basic jewels. There we go. Some basic iridescent pearl basics is what I've got here. Just right there in the center. And these little guys are tiny. Okay. There we go. Now, I'm going to take my Petunia Pop Stampin' Right, blend, and this is the light one, and I'm just going to kind of swirl it around here on my pearl. That's because I wanted a little more, and I'm being kind of stingy with my in color jewels until I get done with my paper share, product share. Okay, so just put one right there and one right there. Come on. I've got glue on my, there we go. There we are. Ah! I'm gonna cover those little dots up. There we go. Okay, now let's put this one in its envelope later when I find it. And then we're gonna use some brass butterflies too. And you know what? I'm not gonna fight with these. I'm just gonna use my take your pick tool. So I'm gonna do a little one and I'm gonna do a big one. And the reason that I'm doing that is because I want to keep an odd. So I've got 2 and 3 is 5 and 7. So I want to keep that odd so that it's appealing to the eye. All right, so that's today's card. Just a Z-fold flap card, a nice thank you card. Let's put some adhesive on my envelope and we'll be done. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. So catalog goes live on Wednesday. Product share stuff will be expedited. Should be here on Friday for me to cut all weekend. And those should go in the mail on Monday, as long as there's no problems with the mail. So that's the plan, Stan. Should be lots of new stuff. I've got to sit down tonight and make my list of what all I'm going to get so that we'll have some new stuff to show off next week. I'm definitely getting that Mediterranean suite. I've got part of it, but I definitely want to finish it up. All right, so here's tonight's card. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate you guys more than you know. Have a great week and have a good one.